Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, coin collectors and history enthusiasts. If you're passionate about rare coins or simply someone who loves learning about the hidden treasures of American numismatics, then today's video is going to be a treat for you. We're going to take a deep dive into a coin that might be sitting right under your nose. It's the 1964 Jefferson nickel. You may think it's just another 5-cent piece, but this coin has a fascinating story behind it and could be worth far more than you might imagine. Stick with us until the end of this video, and you'll be amazed at just how much this 1964 Jefferson nickel could be worth today. Now, let's start with a little historical context. The year 1964 was a time of significant social and political change in the United States. It was the height of the Civil Rights Movement, and President Lyndon B. Johnson had just signed the Civil Rights Act into law, making 1964 an important year in American history. As far as the economy went, it was a time of stability and growth, but this would be the last year that the U.S. Mint would produce coins with silver content in circulation, except for a few special coins. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, is one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The design on the 1964 version, as with all Jefferson nickels, features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side of the coin. Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States, was the third president of the country and the author of the Declaration of Independence. His image on the coin is a tribute to his monumental role in shaping the nation. Over the years, Jefferson's likeness on the nickel has become iconic, and the coin has always had a place in the hearts of collectors. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find an image of Monticello, Jefferson's estate in Virginia. This design was meant to represent Jefferson's legacy in his contributions to architecture, education, and American values. Monticello is more than just a beautiful building. It was Jefferson's personal home and a symbol of his vision for a republic rooted in democracy and intellectual enlightenment. This design has been on the nickel since its introduction in 1938 and remains one of the most recognizable motifs in the world of coin collecting. But what makes the 1964 Jefferson nickel stand out from the rest of the series? While this coin is not as rare as some others, it still holds value in certain circumstances. To understand why this coin can be worth a lot of money, we need to explore some key factors: condition, mint mark, and potential minting errors. Let's first talk about condition. Coins in excellent condition are always more valuable to collectors. As with any type of collectible, the better the condition, the more likely the coin is to fetch a higher price. Coins are graded using a scale that goes from poor to mint state. A mint state, MS, coin has no visible signs of wear and is almost as fresh as the day it was minted. So, if you happen to have a 1964 Jefferson nickel that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're holding a coin that could be worth far more than face value. A coin that's seen less wear will have sharper details, cleaner surfaces, and a greater appeal to collectors looking for well-preserved pieces. The next important factor is the mint mark. The mint mark tells you where the coin was produced, and this can affect the coin's rarity. The 1964 Jefferson nickel was produced in multiple mints across the United States, but the two most common mint marks are the D for Denver and the P for Philadelphia. While both mint marks are commonly found, Philadelphia minted coins are often slightly rarer. The mint mark on the coin can make a significant difference in its value, especially if the coin is in uncirculated condition. In 1964, the United States Mint also started using new equipment to make coin production more efficient, which led to some changes in the quality of the strikes. The coins produced in this year were struck with higher pressure, which often left them with sharper details. However, not every coin came out perfectly. Some coins were struck poorly, while others were marred with imperfections, giving them a distinctive look. This leads us to one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting: minting errors. Minting errors are some of the most fascinating and valuable types of coins to collect. They occur when something goes wrong during the production process, making the coin unique. These errors can vary widely, from misstrikes and double strikes to off-center coins, die cracks, and even coins with multiple mint marks. Collectors love error coins because they are one-of-a-kind pieces. In the case of the 1964 Jefferson nickel, several errors were found during production, including coins with double dies, misaligned strikes, and other fascinating anomalies. If you happen to find a 1964 Jefferson nickel with a noticeable error, whether it's a double die or an off-center strike, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth far more than its face value. These minting errors can make a coin dramatically more valuable, and the rarer the error, the more sought after the coin becomes. Now that we've covered condition, mint mark, and errors, let's get to the big question: how much is the 1964 Jefferson nickel worth? Most 1964 Jefferson nickels are worth only a few cents, as they were produced in large quantities. However, if you have one that is in mint state condition, has a rare mint mark, or, even better, contains a minting error, the value can be much higher. Some of these nickels, especially those with significant errors or in pristine condition, have been known to fetch prices in the range of several $100s, but here's the big reveal: if you are fortunate enough to have a 1964 Jefferson nickel in excellent condition, with a rare mint mark or a unique minting error, it could be worth as much as $80,000. Yes, you heard that right, $80,000. That's a staggering amount of money for a 5-cent coin, but it's the reality in the world of rare coin collecting. Coins with rare characteristics, especially in perfect condition, are often sought after by serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar to add these gems to their collections. So, the next time you come across a 1964 Jefferson nickel, take a closer look at it. Inspect its condition, check for any mint marks, and see if you can spot any minting errors. You never know. What might appear to be a regular nickel could turn out to be a small fortune hidden in plain sight. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, focusing on a specific gem that could be hiding in your collection or even your change jar. Yes, we're talking about the 1974 Jefferson nickel. You might be thinking, a 5-cent coin? How much could it possibly be worth? Well, if you're a coin collector or someone with an eye for hidden treasures, you're about to be in for a surprise. In this video, we'll explore what makes the 1974 Jefferson nickel so special, how its value can skyrocket, and just how much it could be worth in today's market. Stay with us because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at the possibilities. First, let's take a moment to set the stage. The year 1974 was a time of change in the United States. The country was dealing with the aftermath of the Watergate scandal. President Richard Nixon was nearing the end of his term, and the economy was facing challenges like rising inflation. Yet, at the same time, the U.S. Mint was busy producing millions of coins for circulation, including the Jefferson nickel. While many of these coins were used in everyday transactions, some have ended up being more valuable than anyone could have imagined at the time. And the 1974 Jefferson nickel is one of those coins. The Jefferson nickel, as many of you know, has been a staple of U.S. currency since it was first introduced in 1938. This coin features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on its obverse. Jefferson is one of the most important figures in American history, known for writing the Declaration of Independence and for his role in expanding the United States through the Louisiana Purchase. His image on the nickel is a tribute to his many contributions to the country's founding. On the reverse side of the 1974 Jefferson nickel, we see the image of Monticello, Jefferson's beloved home in Virginia. Monticello was not only Jefferson's personal residence but also a symbol of his values, an embodiment of his love for architecture, education, and democratic ideals. The Monticello design has been featured on the reverse of the Jefferson nickel since its inception and has become a lasting symbol of both Jefferson's legacy and American history. But what makes the 1974 Jefferson nickel different from other coins in the series, and what could make it more valuable than just a 5-cent piece? The key factors to look out for are the coin's condition, its mint mark, and any potential errors that may have occurred during its production. Let's break these down one by one. Condition is one of the most important elements when it comes to determining a coin's value. As with any collectible, the better the condition, the more valuable it is. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. A mint state coin is one that has no wear, and its details are sharp and clear, as though it was just minted yesterday. If you have a 1974 Jefferson nickel that's in perfect, uncirculated condition, it will be worth much more than a coin that's been through years of circulation and wear. The more pristine the coin, the higher its value. Collectors seek out coins with high grades because they represent the best examples of that particular year and design. Next, let's talk about the mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, and in 1974, the U.S. Mint struck the Jefferson nickel in two different locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from the Denver Mint feature a D mint mark, while those from the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark at all. The Philadelphia Mint was the primary mint for coin production, meaning there were more coins struck there. On the other hand, coins with the Denver D mint mark tend to be a little more common. While both mint marks are valuable, those with the Philadelphia Mint mark tend to be slightly rarer, especially in higher grades. This small difference can impact the coin's value, and collectors often pay extra attention to mint marks when determining how much a coin is worth. Now, let's get to the really exciting part: minting errors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production of a coin. These errors can vary widely, from double dies to off-center strikes, die cracks, and more. These mistakes are relatively rare, and because of that, coins with minting errors are often much more valuable to collectors. The 1974 Jefferson nickel is no exception. Over the years, some 1974 nickels have been discovered with significant errors. A double die error, for example, could make a coin worth far more than one with a standard strike. Other types of errors, like off-center strikes, can also increase the value of a coin, as they make it unique and a true one-of-a-kind piece. Minting errors are highly sought after in the numismatic world because they are unusual and rare, and having one of these error coins could mean a significant increase in its worth. So now that we've covered condition, mint marks, and minting errors, let's talk about how much the 1974 Jefferson nickel is actually worth. The truth is, most 1974 Jefferson nickels are only worth a few cents. However, if you have one that is in perfect, uncirculated condition, it could be worth more than face value. Collectors are always on the lookout for well-preserved coins, and a 1974 Jefferson nickel in mint state could fetch several dollars. But if you have one with a rare minting error, especially something like a double die or an off-center strike, you could be looking at a coin worth significantly more. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. If you happen to have a 1974 Jefferson nickel in excellent condition, especially with a rare minting error or a unique characteristic, it could be worth as much as $70,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $70,000. That's the value of a 1974 Jefferson nickel with the right combination of factors, and it's a number that should get any collector excited. Imagine finding a 5-cent coin that could fetch such a huge amount. It's enough to make anyone look at their change with a whole new perspective. So, the next time you stumble upon a 1974 Jefferson nickel, take a moment to really examine it. Check for any minting errors, look at its condition, and pay attention to its mint mark. You could be holding onto a hidden treasure that's worth far more than you thought. If you think you might have a rare 1974 Jefferson nickel, it's always a good idea to have it appraised by a professional numismatist to get an accurate valuation. Today, we're about to explore a hidden gem from the U.S. Mint that might be sitting in your collection or even your pocket right now. That's right, today we're diving deep into the 1985 Jefferson nickel, a coin that may seem like just another 5-cent piece, but trust us, it holds secrets that could make it worth far more than you ever imagined. Stick around because we're going to break down everything you need to know about this fascinating coin and reveal just how much it could be worth today. The 1985 Jefferson nickel may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but when we dig into its history, design, and what makes it unique, you'll quickly realize it has far more to offer. The Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938, has become a staple of American currency, and it's one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The design features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and one of the most influential figures in American history. Jefferson's likeness on the obverse side of the coin pays tribute to his role in shaping the country, from writing the Declaration of Independence to overseeing the Louisiana Purchase. On the reverse of the 1985 Jefferson nickel, we find a detailed image of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. Monticello wasn't just a personal residence for Jefferson, it was a symbol of his values and his vision for the United States. He saw it as a center for learning, innovation, and democratic ideals. It's a fitting tribute to Jefferson's contributions to both the country and to architecture. Over the decades, the Monticello design has remained on the reverse of the Jefferson nickel, making it one of the most recognizable and beloved images in numismatics. But what makes the 1985 Jefferson nickel so special and potentially valuable? Well, there are a few key factors that contribute to a coin's value, and these factors can make this particular nickel worth far more than face value. We're talking about its condition, mint mark, and potential minting errors, all of which can drastically change how much a coin can be worth. Let's start with the condition of the coin. As any coin collector knows, the better the condition of a coin, the more valuable it is. The scale used to grade coins ranges from poor to mint state, with mint state being the highest grade. A coin in mint state is practically flawless, with no signs of wear or damage and with all the details perfectly preserved. Coins that are kept in excellent condition are much more sought after by collectors. If you've got a 1985 Jefferson nickel that has been carefully stored and is in near perfect condition, you could be holding on to something very valuable. The demand for coins in high grades is always strong, and such coins often fetch prices much higher than their face value. Next up is the mint mark. Mint marks are small letters located on the coin that indicate where it was produced. The 1985 Jefferson nickel was minted in both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, so you'll find coins with either a D mint mark for Denver, or no mint mark at all for Philadelphia. While both mint marks are common, the Philadelphia coins tend to be slightly rarer. If you have a 1985 Jefferson nickel from the Philadelphia Mint, it could be worth a little more than its Denver counterpart, especially if it's in great condition. Mint marks might seem like a small detail, but they play a huge role in determining the rarity of a coin, and rarer coins typically have higher value. Now let's move on to one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting, minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes that occur during the production process, and they can make a coin much more valuable. These errors could include things like double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or other unusual characteristics. Error coins are highly sought after because they're unique, and having a coin with an error can be like finding a one-of-a-kind treasure. The 1985 Jefferson nickel is no exception to this rule. Over the years, several 1985 nickels have been found with minting errors that make them stand out from the crowd. Whether it's a double die or an off-center strike, these errors can make the coin much more valuable to collectors. If you're lucky enough to have a 1985 Jefferson nickel with an error, it could be worth significantly more than one without. But what about the value of a standard 1985 Jefferson nickel? Well, most of these coins are still worth just 5 cents in their basic circulated form. However, if you have one in uncirculated condition, especially one with a rare mint mark or a significant minting error, its value can increase substantially. A 1985 Jefferson nickel in perfect condition could easily be worth a few dollars, maybe even up to $10 or $20, depending on the specific characteristics. But here's where it gets really interesting. Certain coins, particularly those with rare minting errors or high-grade conditions, have been known to fetch much higher prices. And now, for the big reveal, if you happen to have a 1985 Jefferson nickel in outstanding condition, with a rare minting error or an elusive mint mark, it could be worth as much as $90,000. Yes, you heard that right, $90,000. That's an extraordinary amount for a coin that, in its everyday form, is worth just a few cents. It's truly a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, anything is possible. What may seem like an ordinary coin to most people could actually be a rare treasure waiting to be discovered. So, how do you know if your 1985 Jefferson nickel could be worth that much? The best way to find out is to examine it carefully. Look for any minting errors, double-check the strike, the details, and the overall appearance. A coin in perfect condition, free from wear and damage, will always be more valuable than a worn-out one. If you find any errors or unique features, it's a good idea to have the coin appraised by a professional numismatist who can give you an accurate value. In the world of coin collecting, there's always the chance that you'll stumble upon a rare and valuable coin when you least expect it. The 1985 Jefferson nickel is a perfect example of how an ordinary piece of currency can become a prized collector's item. Whether you've been collecting coins for years or you've just started, always keep an eye out for those special coins that could be worth a small fortune. You never know, you might be sitting on a hidden treasure. Today, we're talking about the 1971 Jefferson nickel, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance but has some incredible secrets hiding within it. While most people see it as just a small piece of change, this coin could be worth a lot more than you think. Stick around as we explore the history, the design, and the rare qualities that make this particular nickel worth far more than its face value. By the end of this video, you'll understand just how valuable the 1971 Jefferson nickel can be, and we'll even reveal a jaw-dropping price you won't believe. Let's start with a little background on the Jefferson nickel itself. The coin was first issued in 1938, and since then, it's become a staple of American currency. Featuring the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, the Jefferson nickel has a rich history, commemorating one of the country's founding fathers and his contributions to the nation's early success. Jefferson was known for writing the Declaration of Independence, expanding the United States with the Louisiana Purchase, and supporting democratic ideals. Having his likeness on this coin has made it a symbol of American pride. On the reverse side of the 1971 Jefferson nickel, we see an iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. Monticello is not only a beautiful piece of architecture, but it also represents Jefferson's values of education, innovation, and progress. This design has been part of the Jefferson nickel series since its inception, and it serves as a lasting tribute to Jefferson's legacy. Now, let's talk about the significance of the 1971 Jefferson nickel specifically. In terms of design, the 1971 nickel is very similar to the ones that came before it. It's the same familiar design featuring Jefferson on the front and Monticello on the back. But what sets the 1971 nickel apart from other years is its rarity, condition, and the potential for minting errors. Like any collectible, a coin's value is determined by a variety of factors, and these factors can make the 1971 Jefferson nickel worth much more than its initial 5-cent value. Let's begin with the first key factor: condition. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. A mint state coin is in the highest possible condition, it's essentially flawless and has no wear, scratches, or signs of damage. These high-quality coins are the most sought after by collectors, and they often fetch much higher prices than coins that have been through years of circulation. So, if you happen to have a 1971 Jefferson nickel that's in pristine condition, you're already on the right track. A coin that's been well preserved could be worth much more than its face value, and in the case of the 1971 nickel, that value could go up significantly. Next, we need to talk about the mint mark. The mint mark tells us where the coin was made. For the 1971 Jefferson nickel, coins were minted at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint coins don't have a mint mark, while those from Denver feature a small D mint mark. Most coins from the 1971 year were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, meaning that coins from Denver are relatively rarer. Having a 1971 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark can increase its rarity and make it more valuable in the eyes of collectors. As a general rule, the rarer a coin is, the more it's worth. So, if you find a 1971 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark, it could be worth more than you initially thought. But here's where things get really interesting: minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes that occurred during the coin-making process, and they can make a coin incredibly valuable. These errors can include things like off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, or misprints. In some cases, these errors happen in such a way that they make the coin unique, and that uniqueness makes it highly desirable to collectors. The 1971 Jefferson nickel, like many other coins, was not immune to minting errors. If you happen to have a 1971 nickel with an error, whether it's a double die or another kind of mistake, you could have something incredibly valuable on your hands. Minting errors are exciting because they're often one-of-a-kind pieces. While most coins are produced in mass quantities and end up looking very similar to each other, coins with errors stand out. They don't follow the usual pattern, and because of that, they're considered rare and special. The rarer the error, the higher the price it can command. So, if you're lucky enough to have a 1971 Jefferson nickel with a minting error, it could be worth much more than a regular, uncirculated coin. You might be thinking, how much could this nickel possibly be worth? Well, most 1971 Jefferson nickels are worth just 5 cents, as they were produced in large quantities. However, coins in excellent condition can fetch more, and if you have one with a rare minting error or from a rarer mint mark, its value can rise significantly. Coins like these are highly prized by collectors, and the right combination of factors can make them worth a small fortune. Here's the exciting part: if you happen to have a 1971 Jefferson nickel in perfect condition, with a rare mint mark, or, better yet, one with a minting error, your coin could be worth as much as $95,000. Yes, you heard it right. $95,000. That's an incredible amount for a coin that was originally worth just 5 cents. It's a reminder of how much value rare and well-preserved coins can hold, and how a simple piece of change can turn into a treasure worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. So, how do you know if you have a rare 1971 Jefferson nickel? First, examine its condition carefully. If it's in near-perfect shape, that's already a great start. Look for any minting errors, like double impressions or off-center strikes, which can dramatically increase the coin's value. Finally, check the mint mark. If you have a coin from the Denver Mint, that might make it a bit rarer than a Philadelphia Mint version. If you're ever in doubt, it's always a good idea to consult with a professional numismatist or coin appraiser. They can give you a more accurate valuation and help you understand exactly how much your coin might be worth in today's market. Before we wrap up, remember this: rare coins like the 1971 Jefferson nickel are a reminder that collecting coins isn't just about holding on to pieces of history, it's also about the thrill of discovery. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, every coin you find could have its own story to tell. So, keep an eye out for those potential treasures. You never know when you might stumble upon a coin that's worth more than you ever imagined. Today's video is sure to catch your attention. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of American coins, specifically the 1991 Jefferson nickel. While nickels are usually seen as just a small, everyday form of currency, this particular coin is far from ordinary. In fact, it could be worth much more than you ever imagined. If you're wondering how a seemingly modest 5-cent piece could have a value that goes well beyond its face value, stick with us as we explore the rich history, the stunning design, and the potential hidden value of the 1991 Jefferson nickel. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand why this coin stands out in the world of numismatics, but will also reveal the jaw-dropping value it could hold. So, let's get started. To truly appreciate the 1991 Jefferson nickel, we first need to understand a bit about its background. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, was designed by famed sculptor Felix Schlag. The coin features a profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse, and Monticello, his iconic Virginia home, on the reverse. Over the years, the design has remained largely the same, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. But what makes the 1991 Jefferson nickel special? Like many coins, it's not just about the design or the year, it's about the rarity and the condition. In 1991, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these nickels, which were widely distributed for daily use. However, the real intrigue comes when we talk about the condition and the specifics of the 1991 minting. A key factor in determining the value of a coin like this is its preservation. When it comes to rare coins, condition matters more than anything else. Coins that have been circulating for years often show signs of wear, like scratches, discoloration, or nicks. But the 1991 Jefferson nickel, if it's in mint or near mint condition, is worth far more than the typical nickel. Coins that have been carefully preserved, free from the usual damage caused by daily transactions, become highly desirable to collectors. These pristine coins are hard to come by, which is why they often sell for so much more than their face value. So, if you're lucky enough to have a 1991 Jefferson nickel in near-perfect condition, you could be holding onto a valuable piece of numismatic history. But there's more to this coin than just its condition. The mint mark is another crucial factor. In 1991, the U.S. Mint struck coins at two primary locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint don't have a mint mark, while those produced at the Denver Mint feature a small D mint mark. So, a 1991 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark is considered rarer than its Philadelphia counterparts, making it more desirable to collectors. But rarity alone isn't what makes a coin like this worth so much, it's the potential for errors and the uniqueness that comes with those mistakes. Minting errors can occur for a number of reasons, from double strikes to off-center impressions to die cracks. These errors make a coin one of a kind, and that's exactly what collectors love. In fact, some of the most valuable coins are the result of minting mistakes. If you happen to find a 1991 Jefferson nickel with a minting error, you could have a truly rare piece in your hands. For example, a 1991 nickel with a double die or an off-center strike could be worth significantly more than an error-free version. These types of coins often fetch a premium in the market because of their rarity and the fact that they stand out from the rest. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that are unique or flawed in some way, and the 1991 Jefferson nickel, with the right type of error, could fetch a price that exceeds expectations. When you're searching through your collection or checking your pocket change, look for anything unusual with your 1991 Jefferson nickel. Is it in pristine condition? Does it have a mint mark from the Denver Mint? Are there any signs of minting errors, like double strikes or strange markings? If so, you may have a coin that's worth far more than you initially thought. You may be wondering, how much could this 1991 Jefferson nickel actually be worth? Well, most 1991 Jefferson nickels in average condition are worth only a few cents, just the standard 5-cent value. However, when you get into higher grades or coins with mint errors, that's when the value begins to skyrocket. A well-preserved coin, particularly one with a rare minting mistake, can be worth thousands of dollars. In fact, if you're lucky enough to own a 1991 Jefferson nickel in pristine condition or with a unique minting error, you could potentially see a price tag that is absolutely mind-blowing. The 1991 Jefferson nickel, depending on its quality and rarity, can be worth as much as $85,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $85,000. Imagine stumbling upon a coin that's worth that much. It's a reminder that the world of coin collecting isn't just about saving change, but about uncovering hidden treasures in plain sight. The 1991 Jefferson nickel is a prime example of how a simple coin can hold incredible value when you know what to look for. Now, you may be asking, how do I know if I have a coin worth that much? The best way to start is by examining the condition of your 1991 Jefferson nickel. Coins that are uncirculated or in near mint condition are your best bets for being worth more. Look for any signs of damage, such as scratches or discoloration, as these can greatly reduce a coin's value. Next, check the mint mark. If you have a coin from the Denver Mint, it could be rarer than the Philadelphia Mint version, so that's something worth noting. Finally, keep an eye out for any minting errors. Things like double dies or off-center strikes can drastically increase the value of the coin. If you're unsure about the value of your coin, it's always a good idea to take it to a professional coin dealer or numismatist for an appraisal. These experts can help you determine the condition and potential value of your coin, as well as advise you on how to best preserve and protect it. Whether you're a lifelong collector or just getting started, the 1991 Jefferson nickel is a perfect example of how the world of coins can hold unexpected treasures. So, if you have a 1991 Jefferson nickel lying around, take a closer look. It could be worth far more than you ever thought possible. Thank you for joining us in exploring the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more exciting coin discoveries, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Happy collecting, and who knows, maybe the next rare coin we discover could be in your collection.